ABC KAVU TV 25 Victoria. Watching KAVU 25 News Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Some welcome news for Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky, the U.S. House of Representatives, voted today to send his embattled nation a new tranche of assistance. The package, which also includes money for Israel and Taiwan, aimed at helping U.S. allies and protecting America.
The bill is passed.
After months of delays in GOP infighting, the U.S. House voting Saturday to provide $95 billion to allies abroad, a major win for the White House and Speaker Mike Johnson. In a rare move, Democrats crossing the aisle to help Republicans clear a series of foreign assistance bills. The package would provide $61 billion to help Ukraine fight Russia, $26 billion for Israel just days after Iran attacked the Jewish nation, and $8 billion for the Indo-Pacific, where the rise of China has national security experts worried. A fourth bill bans TikTok if its Chinese owner doesn't divest and changes some foreign assistance into a loan, an idea first floated by former President Donald Trump.
If we turn our backs right now, the consequences could be devastating. This afternoon, the House acted and we sent over to the Senate, and it will be transmitted shortly.
The vote landing Speaker Mike Johnson in trouble with some in his own party, particularly those who remain skeptical of helping Ukraine.
Shame on the American government. And our military and our government should care about protecting the national security of the United States of America and the Americans that pay their hard-earned tax dollars to fund all of this.
Supporters, however, arguing that the package protects national security in the long run.
If you want peace, give the Ukrainians the strength to stop Putin.
On Saturday, Senate leaders unveiling a plan to take up the package this Tuesday. But in the halls of Congress, speculation about whether Speaker Johnson can even keep his job is what's dominating coffee pot chatter. A band of MAGA-aligned conservatives threatening to oust him as Speaker any day now.
This is like a ratchet. The pressure will just keep building. The Speaker's overdrawn on political capital, and he's going to go bankrupt after this vote.
Rachel Bade, ABC News, Washington.
And here's your viewer poll this afternoon. Scan that QR code on your screen right now. We want to know, do you think the Senate will approve the foreign aid bill? Okay, let's take a look. 92% of you say yes, and 8% of you say no. Thank you for voting. Protests continue for Columbia University students in support of Gaza Solidarity Encampment. Students have been protesting after the university asked police on Wednesday to break up a tent encampment students established on its south lawn in support of Gaza. Under Columbia's new policy on demonstrations, students can protest in certain outdoor areas on weekdays from noon to 6 p.m. with prior approval. However, Columbia President Nemat Minoch Shafiq said in a memo to police that the protesters ignored multiple written and verbal warnings to disperse and were trespassing and damaging campus property. Protesters say their resolve has strengthened despite mass suspensions and arrests. Dozens of people gathered in Milwaukee Friday to remember the college student who was killed and dismembered earlier this month. The family of 19-year-old Sade Robinson spoke at the vigil with her sister, saying Robinson often gave to those around her. Robinson's mother told the crowd she is still grieving tremendously. Robinson was last seen on April 1st when she went on a first date with 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson. She was reported missing the following day. Police have since found several body parts spread across the area that are believed to be those of Robinson. Anderson is facing several charges, including first-degree homicide and mutilating a corpse. Employees at the Volkswagen plant in Chattanooga, Tennessee have voted to join the United Auto Workers Organization. The UAW say the overwhelming vote to join the union came in late Friday, with over 70% of employees who voted in favor of gaining union representation. Volkswagen also confirming the UAW's win, but offering no further comment. This historic decision makes Volkswagen the first foreign-owned automotive plant in the South to unionize, after the UAW previously failed to organize the Volkswagen plant in 2014 and 2019 due to outside political pressure and worker opposition. The successful organizing drive comes just days after 6 Republican governors of southern states, including Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, released a joint statement opposing the UAW's push to organize in their states. Members of the Connecticut Army National Guard were welcomed today after being deployed to the Middle East. The 2 Charlie Aviation units were deployed last February to support Operation Inherent Resolve in the Middle East. A ceremony was held at Governor William A. O'Neill State Armory to welcome the Guard members home, and they were presented with medals earned during deployment. The governor deployed state emergency response resources today ahead of severe weather expected to impact parts of the state. The areas under threat include portions of North, Central, East, and South Texas. The risk related to the incoming severe weather include large hail, damaging wind, and heavy rainfall that could lead to flash flooding. In a statement, the governor urges Texans to, quote, monitor weather forecasts, make an emergency plan, and heed the guidance of state and local officials to protect yourselves and your loved ones. I thank our brave emergency response personnel who are working tirelessly to help keep Texas communities safe, end quote. And now let's get a look at our forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining to see where we lie when it comes to this incoming severe weather across our state. Trey, how's it looking out there?
Well, so far looking pretty good, actually. It's a pretty good day today, but rain chance increasing as we head toward the evening time. Current temperature now, 83 degrees. Feels like 87 degrees on the outside with high humidity, clouds in place, and a little bit of wind. 9-mile visibility, 65% humidity, definitely on the humid side out there, no doubt about it. Pretty clear overall in the rainfall. That is, clouds still hanging in though. This is false echo. You see kind of hitting this around the area. But later on this evening, we'll see some rain showers developing ahead of a front moving through here, which will give us some rain chances in the overnight tonight. And then some cooler temperatures coming up for your Sunday. Quite a bit of difference, as a matter of fact, in the temperature from today to tomorrow. What will that be exactly? Any more rain chances headed our way? We'll try to find some a little bit later on. We'll take a look at that full 7-day outlook to come. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Trey. Early voting for the May 4th election starts Monday. It takes place at the Dr. Patty Dotson Public Health Center. That's at 2805 North Novato, Classroom A. Early voting hours for this first week of early voting are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The polls are open the following Monday and Tuesday, April 29th and 30th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Voters will see a Board of Trustee race in District 2 for the Victoria ISD. Incumbent Bridget Marshall is the Victoria College Department Chair of Humanities and English instructor. She says she plans to use her 20 years of education for this role. In July 2023, she was appointed District 2 trustee. Marshall faces Andrew Rakovich. He's a project manager. Rakovich once served as president of the Victoria Young Republicans. In March, he was under fire for a social media post that many deemed anti-Semitic. Rakovich apologized and said the post was poorly thought out. He says he wants to ensure inclusivity and representation for all the community. In the race for District 3 City Council in Victoria, we have April Butler running against Woodrow Wilson Wagner II. Butler is a local business owner. One of the issues she wants to address is retaining first responders. She says she has a plan to increase pay for first responders without raising taxes. Woodrow Wilson Wagner II wants to represent District 3 as well. He says he has a track record of advocacy and a desire to give back to his hometown. Wagner says his primary focus, if elected, is to give first responders better pay to prevent them from leaving Victoria. He says his experience in government will help him find solutions for the city. Feeling the sticker shock with your home's latest property tax appraisal value? Well, the Victoria Central Appraisal District is hosting a property tax community outreach session on Tuesday. It starts at 6 p.m. at the Dr. Patty Dotson Public Health Center at 2805 North Novato. They'll discuss topics like how the district appraises value, how to file for an exemption, the different types of exemptions, how to qualify for ag and wildlife exemptions, how to fill out your business personnel rendition form, and understanding the protest process. And for more on today's stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit those birthday wishes. Adarius McCormick and Parker Cox will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise on Monday. And you can submit a local military hero so we can recognize them. And remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, we take a look at the new dog park right here in Victoria.
Okay, on the outside, 86 degrees was the official high in Victoria. Definitely warm and humid today. Overnight low 70 degrees, above normal on our high and normal low. No rain as of yet. These temperatures coming down quite a bit for your day tomorrow behind the front. How cool will it be? We'll find out coming up in the forecast.
It all started years ago with the vision of a young Victoria girl, and now that dream is a reality. Riverside Park now has a dog park known as Riverside Bark. It comes complete with a large area for our four-legged friends to run, play, plus dog-friendly playground equipment that will make any dog happy. Victoria Mayor Dwayne Crocker says the dog park is special for many reasons.
It's incredibly gratifying to see how important this project has become to our residents. It's been one of the #1 projects in terms of feedback from citizens that I've heard. That folks are just so excited and so happy to have a dog park here in Riverside Park.
During the ceremony today, a plaque was unveiled to recognize Girl Scout Izzy Drain, a young girl that raised awareness about the need for a dog park and helped to raise money for its construction. Drain passed away in 2022. The 12 jurors and 6 alternates who could determine Donald Trump's fate in his criminal trial have been sworn in. The former president facing charges of falsifying business records. He denies any wrongdoing and has pled not guilty. As the judge has declared, we have completed jury selection in this case. A horrific scene was unfolding outside the courthouse.
The jury has been sworn in and opening arguments are set to begin on Monday in this historic first ever criminal trial of a former president. The panel is composed of 7 men and 5 women. 5 women and 1 man make up the 6 alternates. Donald Trump listened all week as dozens of potential jurors told the court what they thought of him. Some with praise, one man calling Trump a family man and a businessman who's brought a lot of value to the economy. But another man asked about social media posts where he had described the former president with the words sociopathic incompetence, adding, I do believe that he is actually the devil. The judge asked him if those posts still reflect his opinion. "It's not far off base," he responded, and was excused. Another woman dismissed after she broke down in tears as she said, "I feel so nervous and anxious right now. I'm sorry. I thought I could do this." Trump's attorneys once again seeking to halt the trial as they try to have it moved out of Manhattan, where they argue too many people are predisposed not to like Trump. An appeals court turning that request down again. The judge in the case writing, "There is nothing else to clarify. There is nothing else to argue. We are going to have opening statements on Monday."
The trial starts on Monday, which is long before a lot of people thought. The judge wants this to go as fast as possible. That's for his reasons, not for my reasons.
Meanwhile, chaos outside the courthouse. A man identified by police as a 37-year-old Florida resident tossed pamphlets in the air before dousing himself with an accelerant and setting himself on fire.
The pamphlets seem to be propaganda-based, almost like a conspiracy theory type of pamphlet.
That man has since died of his injuries. Authorities do not believe he was targeting anyone. They say they are now reevaluating security outside the courthouse with the trial set to begin. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
The number of high school seniors who have submitted applications for financial aid is down significantly this year. According to the National College Attainment Network, just 37% of seniors submitted a free application for federal student aid through April 12th. That is compared to 50% of the prior senior class at the same point last year. Students must submit the application in order to be eligible for federal grants and loans, as well as financial aid offered by states and schools. The data also shows there has been a decline in submissions among students at lower income schools and schools with a higher percentage of minority students. While students still have time to submit the application, the typical May 1st college decision deadline is fast approaching. A new version of the free application for federal student aid form was released this year. However, the rollout has been plagued by delays, numerous technical glitches, and administrative mistakes. Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus.
And take a look at this map here. We're in the 80s from Victoria southward. Quail up in the north, 60s and 70s up there. What's happening here? The cool front's moving on through. Yes, it'll be quite a bit noticeably cooler tomorrow. How much will that be? I'll give you details coming up in the weather. Good Saturday evening, everyone. Hope your day was good. And here's some good, cooler air headed our way. A little bit drier, too. See the difference? 77 degrees in Quail compared to 83 degrees in Victoria currently. Even 60s up there in Gonzales and Nixon. How about that? It's headed our way. Fronts be kind of slow moving on through, so we'll keep the rain chances in for the majority of the evening coming up for tonight into your early morning hours tomorrow. And let's take a look at the future temperatures. And the cool air is working its way on through, 60s or so. By the time we get to the early morning hours, 50s or so coming up by the early morning hours on your Sunday by 7 a.m. So definitely a nice cool start for your day tomorrow. We're definitely going to be enjoying that while we have the opportunity to do so, because it's getting towards summertime before too much longer, and that cool air will be coming to a stop. So the winds keeping our humidity high. But notice the difference here. We got northerly winds about Karnes City northward, southerly winds from Karnes City southward. There's where the front lies, about right in here, as you saw on the temperature map. It's making its way to the south, so definitely we're seeing that cooler air working on through. Big massive rainfall well to the north along the frontal boundary, continuing work to the south, and not so much around here, a little bit more of a cap in the atmosphere, keeping our rainfall chances pretty limited, but we'll keep some in the overnight tonight as the front still lingers over the area. Big rains coming from about San Angelo area toward Dallas-Fort Worth and Oklahoma and Arkansas and toward Mississippi, northern Louisiana as well. So flooding reported up here along with some severe weather areas as well. But we're pretty much out of that for the moment. We'll keep the eyes open for storms that may be rolling through in the overnight tonight along the frontal boundary. That may be just enough lift for that. Future wind speed, all the winds turning around the north, as you see right there, coming in 10 to 15 miles per hour in the overnight. A little bit gusty for your day tomorrow, bringing that cooler and drier air in. Now the future tracker is showing storms to the north of our region coming up by 8 o'clock this evening or so. But pretty much moving on through, as you see right there. The dry air works on through, pushes everything away. Clouds still lingering as you head toward your day on your Sunday, making it kind of a cool and dreary type of feel to the air. But the cool temperature is definitely going to be something we're going to enjoy and be looking forward to that with no problem at all. Cloudy skies for the majority of the evening tonight into your early morning hours for Victoria. Starting off in the 50s by about 6 a.m. or so, 9 a.m. 59 degrees. 3 o'clock we're well into the 60s. That's it for the daytime high. Compared to the 80s we had today, at least 20% cooler in the daytime high. Port Lavaca, keeping the clouds in the forecast for us there as well. 60s for your daytime high as well. And in Cuero, how you looking? About the same, 50s for lows, 60s or so for the daytime high. Northerly winds to 50 miles per hour. An extended forecast for us here. Slight rain chance coming up later on in the early morning hours tomorrow. Best rain chances over in the overnight. Partly cloudy skies and dry the majority of the forecast period you see right there. With high temperatures returning back to the 80s coming up by your Tuesday and lasting into the weekend. After 60s and 70s for highs for Sunday and Monday. Enjoy it while we have it because it's summertime. It's not that far away. Lows in the 50s coming up for early tomorrow morning, and especially on Monday morning as well, low 50s at that. And then 60s and 70s for the overnight lows coming up for the rest of the week. So get out there and enjoy the weather. Definitely on the hot side coming up by Tuesday into the rest of the week, into the weekend. So be prepared for that. No storms anticipated in our area after that time period though. And keep this in mind right here. This is the QR code. Get your smartphone, scan the code you see right there. They'll take you to a web page you can download our Crossroads Today app and sign up for email alerts, news, weather, and sports at your fingertips. Very easy, convenient, and it's free of charge, okay? So get prepared for that, and also you can be connected with us as well. We'll be back with more right after this.
Donovan Mitchell and the Cavaliers spent the week insisting they were better prepared for this year's playoffs. On Saturday, they looked it. Mitchell scored 30 points. Jarrett Allen had 18 rebounds, and the Cavs look tougher mentally and physically than in last year's first-round flop, beating the Orlando Magic 97-83 in Game 1 of their Eastern Conference playoff series. Evan Mobley added 16 points, and Darius Garland had 14 for Cleveland, which got bullied and bounced in just 5 games by the New York Knicks in the 2023 postseason. Check out Elena Rojas, a Victoria West graduate from the class of 2021. She's now a junior from the University of Maryland, at the University of Mary Hardin, Baylor, dominating the beach volleyball scene last weekend. Elena and her team crushed it at the AVCA National Championships in Tavares, Florida, taking home the first place title. Not only that, but Elena also earned the All-American title in her division. She's a proud UMHB student, a PT major, and a grad school hopeful. Way to go, Elena. And keep it here. Coming up, racing fans are looking to flock Washington, D.C. Saturday for the Red Bull Show Run. Get your cell phone and scan this QR code. It's our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can watch us anytime, anywhere, and get those breaking news alerts and vote in our viewer polls. Submit news tips and photos, and you'll know all about our ongoing contest. Racing fans are flocking to Washington, D.C. Saturday for the Red Bull Show Run. Spectators will get to see Formula One legend David Coulthard drive an RB7 race car down Pennsylvania Avenue later in the afternoon. The weekend's festivities kicked off with a Fan Fest Friday. It is Red Bull Racing's first ever show run event in the nation's capital. And hospitals are required to stabilize anyone experiencing a medical emergency. 2 lawsuits question whether that includes performing an abortion despite state laws. Read this story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And now let's get a last look at our forecast with Trey. Trey, how is it looking out there?
Very nice. Humid, but tomorrow morning it's definitely going to be on the cool side, so a little return to more fallish type of weather coming up for your Sunday. Rain chance in the overnight will be at best, but lingering to the early morning hours of Sunday. Outside of that, we're warming up by the middle and latter part of next week. Highs in the 80s. Look at the highs for Sunday and Monday in the 60s and 70s. Get out there and enjoy that little cool air while we have time.
Looks like a good weekend to check out that new dog park.
Yes, it is fabulous, by the way. Very impressive.
All right. Well, thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 10.